KnifeDope. More dope. Come and get your fix. What's up, fuckers? Your boy is back with a fresh batch of dope. KnifeDope. That's right, people. The hits don't stop. Man, oh man, are we almost there. And by what I mean by that is we've got 2 days and a wake up until Blade Show Atlanta 2024. I hope y'all will be there, because I will. And this year is going to be epic. You know, last year, 2023, was my very first time attending any knife show, let alone the most important one, which of course is Atlanta. And, you know, I didn't handle things the right way. Number one, my company was a bunch of cucks, or one in particularly, and ended up only staying 1 day, didn't get the knife that I was really wanting, and I let it kind of, you know, ruin the spirit. So this year, I've got nothing but a bunch of homies I'm kicking it with, got a bunch of y'all I plan on linking up with, and we're going to have a good goddamn time, you know? And speaking of that, in preparation for this momentous event, I think I'm going to do a little bit of a knife sale. You know, I know it's kind of last minute, pardon me, I have been debating where I'm going to do it at. As of recently, I have been doing it on Facebook. But I would much rather sell these knives at a discounted price to all you loyal viewers. So if you want me to do it on the channel, I will go ahead and probably get that up today or tomorrow. Not quite sure how many knives I'm selling, which knives I'm selling, but you know, it wouldn't hurt to have a couple of extra bucks in the pocket. So that's that. Also, today, we're going to just, another quick announcement. I just got my second batch of KnifeDope stickers. I've been ordering these from zugmonster.com. So big shout out to them. So basically, if you forgot, it's the bag of dope. So if you did not get one on the first run and you still want one, just send me an email with your address and name, and I will gladly send you some. I will have plenty with me also at Blade Show. So if you're attending Blade Show, pull up on your boy and get yourself a bag of dope. Okay. Also, I've got a bunch of knives that I've been, you know, that have been kind of sitting here, and it's about time that I send them down the road. So we're going to be taking a look at 3 of them today. And so without further ado, let's get to the dope. Speaking of knives, this is one of my favorite pickups this year. This is the QSP Momentum Sharif Manganis design. Big shout out to the OG himself. This, of course, is the premium rendition of it. Wonderful, wonderful knife. Fantastic price. I would argue that this might be the best bang for your buck currently. You know, M390 is the steel, cryogenically heat treated, contoured, and heavily micro milled scales. Just a great design. I love it, and you should too. Now today, we're going to actually be going over some budget knives. I know. You know, some of y'all still enjoy budget knives, so that is the reason why I review them on the channel. Let's get to it. First one today is going to be this one. I've got these in order according to price. So this was the least expensive one. This, of course, is the newest iteration of the CJRB Pyrite. Now, you know, the Pyrite dropped, I think, in 2022. I loved it. You know, the very first one to drop was a stainless steel version, and that's what we got here as well. So these coming in about $59. Couple forms of deployment on this one. We've got the nice set of tits, as well as a little bit of fuller action. This one has got this rosewood inlay. Not the biggest, you know, wood fan when it comes to scales, but it doesn't look bad. Let's check it out. All right. Action's not bad for a button lock, but the real star of the show is this clip point blade. So this is the Pyrite Bowie, is what they call it. 7.3 inches is the overall length. We've got 3.1 inches in this very attractive looking, now that I've got it in person, clip point blade. ARRPM 9 is the steel. Now, if you've been following, the current events recently, there's been some, a little bit of controversy in regards to the actual steel. The great Dr. Laren Thomas basically made it known to the world that this ARRPM 9 is not actually a powdered steel. We're not going to get into all that. I think CJRB, handled it the best way they could. They acknowledged it, and so we're moving forward from that point. Ergonomically, though, this is a great little EDC. I think that the Pyrite has become CJRB's flagship model, and they have, given us a ton of different versions. So, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. Lightweight carry coming in at 3.4 ounces. This version has got stainless steel bolsters as well as full-length stainless steel liners. Folded over stainless steel pocket clip that is not inset, but we do got recessed hardware. I don't mind this. When I first saw this online, when I saw the pictures, I thought it looked kind of obnoxious and I wasn't feeling it. But now that I've got it in person, it really isn't that bad. 110 thousandths blade stock thickness. We've got a sand polish finish, which I think CJRB does exquisitely well. So yeah, you can't complain about the price, 60 bucks. You're getting a lot of knife here. Let's just go ahead quickly and put two comparisons up to give you a better idea on the size of this. And let's keep it in the same price point. First up is going to be this one, way back from 2022. And that is the White Mountain Knives exclusive CJRB Feldspar. So there's that. Last one is going to be this, which is coming from Riot. And that is actually Riot's first attempt at a budget knife. And that is the PLXT, utilizing their new pivot lock. So here we see the Pyrite up against those. I tell you, 2024 has become the year of button locks, crossbar locks, and goddamn pivot locks. So far, I am not really a fan of the pivot locks, but, we shall see. But that first one was the Pyrite Bowie. Okay, we've got two coming to us from QSP. This first one, I am not really high on, but I'm going to be as unbiased as possible. This is the Unicorn. Now, ridiculous name aside, it's QSP always names their knives after animals. So, I guess they've got some animal lovers. So I'm not mad at that. But Unicorn, I mean, it's a mythical creature for fuck's sake. So it's not even a real thing. But anyways, these come in at $69. So about $9 more than the Pyrite. We're getting G10, multi-layer G10 with some speed holes. Unfortunately, whenever I see like neon green on a knife, on a pocket knife, my mind immediately goes to like budget, budget. So not digging the color scheme, but we do have a couple forms of deployment. We've got a pill-shaped cutout as well as a flipper tab. Now the flipper tab is, it's going to give you some good leverage. However, they kind of decided to give us some poor jimping on that. Let's go with the cutout first. All right. I'll tell you what, they have done something different this time around with this plunge lock. Last year I tried out the Swordfish, and the action was not very well done, at least in my opinion. But things have changed. They seem to have dialed it in. We've got 7.5 inches is your overall length. 3.25 is in this nice straight back blade. 14C28N, which seems to be the go-to on budget knives. Not mad at it by any means, but I am kind of 14C'd out. This version has got a nice black wash finish, high flat grind. The blade looks really good. I'm not mad at the blade shape at all, but I just am not digging this handle material. Now the pocket clip, if I'm being honest, it does give me a hot spot, but they did at least inset the pocket clip along with recessed hardware, so that's a plus. T6 on the body, T8 in the pivot. Would have loved T8s all the way around. $69, so you can't really complain about that. But let's go ahead and give you some comparisons. Now, if I had that amount of money to spend on a pocket knife, I would perhaps go with this one for sure. And that, of course, is the Vosteed Raccoon top liner lock rendition. And then last up, we'll go with this, a Civivi. which is going to be the Civivi Chevalier. Version 2, don't get it fucked up. So here we see that Unicorn up against those. You know, and again, when it comes to price, you know, we've got a full aluminum build here, Nitro V. This was, I think, the same price, $69. You know, so if I'm choosing, I would lean towards that Civivi all day. And of course, my first pick would be the Raccoon. Love everything Vosteed's doing, I tell you what. But that one was the QSP Unicorn. Now, this last one is one that I actually considered buying, and I think it's by far the best knife of today. This one is the QSP Vault. Now, this is a Jacob Lundquist design. If you're not familiar with Mr. Lundquist, you should be. He's a great designer. And I tell you, QSP kind of redeemed himself in my eyes with this knife. Of course, it's got a couple things I'm not digging, but overall, I really am a fan of it. This is actually the very first time QSP has given us a crossbar lock. They refer to theirs as the glide lock. And yeah, it's well done. Aluminum bolsters. We've got slightly contoured nature here on the scales. Couple of different colors as far as your inlays goes. You know, they're all micarta. Not a fan of this micarta, people. It's cheap and it's just not well done. But the knife kind of makes up for it. We've got single form of deployment, which is a nice robust set of tits. Woo! This feels like it's got a detent. Now look at this profile. That is a sexy profile. 7.5 inches is your overall length. 3.25 once again in your blade. Same blade steel, 14C28N. Love that classic drop point apparatus. We've got two-tone finish. We've got a nice satin there on the grind and a stonewash finish on the flat. QSP branding up there, if you can see that. And I tell you, the lock mechanism, they did something, I don't know what it is they're doing. I reached out to Jacob privately before doing the video because, you know, I was so impressed with this locking mechanism that I felt maybe they were doing something different. And he says they're not, you know, it's, you know, standard Omega springs. I don't believe there's any adjustments, not like, you know, a la the Kaiser clutch lock. I don't see anything in there. As a matter of fact, I don't even see the spots where you would hook up that hook up your Omega spring. So something weird might be going on in there. But I'll tell you a couple things I don't like. Stainless steel backspacer. We've got full length stainless steel liners. I mean, they gave us aluminum up top. I just don't understand why they wouldn't have gone full aluminum. I'm sure, you know, pricing had something to do with it. But I mean, you know, I think this knife lends itself to a premium format. It gives me premium vibes, even standing the way it does. We've got a folded over stainless steel pocket clip that is mounted on the heel. So you're gonna get a true deep carry. Now, aesthetically, the clip may not be the best looking one, but it's gonna function great, I can tell. Yeah, man, this is a good one. And people have responded accordingly because these are sold out quite a bit on a lot of the websites. But the micarta kind of really ruins it for me, as well as the full-length stainless steel liners. We've got 118 thousandths blade stock thickness, full flat grind. Add all that up, and what do we got? A slicey hoe. 4.34 ounces is the weight, so there's that. Let's go ahead and put some comparisons up for this one. Let's go with a Kaiser, and that's going to be the Escort. And then lastly, we're going to go with some American dope. We're going to go with the Benchmade Narrows. So here we see the Vault up against those. Now, something similar that I'm noticing with the Vault that I kind of first saw with the Narrows is the way they're keeping those crossbar tabs close to the body. You know, on the Narrows, you can see they kind of go out at an angle. And these kind of do something similar, not as much as an angle as the Narrows, but it does kind of, I don't know, it's weird. You got to feel it to understand what I'm saying. But yeah, great job from QSP on this Vault. So that's going to be my first pick for today. We'll go with that one. Then we're going to put this one in second place, which is going to be the Pyrite Bowie. And of course, last place is going to be the Unicorn. Well, there we have it, people. 3 budget knives for your viewing pleasure. But more importantly, I want to know what you fuckers think. Which one of these is y'all's favorite? Tell me all about it. Love you, mean it. Until the next time. Cut something. cut someone, just don't cut yourself. Stay dangerous, fuckers!